Hello and welcome. In this video, we will show you how easy it is to install the Credit Check app powered by Creditsafe in a Business Central environment and what steps need to be taken for a basic setup. One important piece of information at this point. This app connects your Business Central environment with Creditsafe using your individual contract with Creditsafe. This contract is a mandatory requirement for use and is not provided by KUMAVISION. If you have any questions, please get in touch with your Creditsafe contact person or use the links in the list of supported countries in our AppSource offer to request a test account with Creditsafe. But now enough talk. We switch to our Business Central environment and call up the Microsoft AppSource apps page via the Tell Me functionality, for example. Within this list, we search for the app Credit Check app powered by Creditsafe from the publisher KUMAVISION. After selecting the correct app, the installation can be started via the Install from AppSource action and clicking on Free Trial on the AppSource page. After selecting the correct environment for the installation, confirming the terms of use and the corresponding notes in Business Central, the app is installed. This process can take several minutes, depending on the workload and environment. Once the installation is complete, you should log out of Business Central and log in again so that the changes to your environment are applied and the new features are visible. You can then start the setup wizard to carry out the basic setup of the app. To do this, open the Assisted Setup page and then open the Setup wizard for the Creditsafe connection within the grouping of extensions. In the first step of the Setup wizard, you will again be informed that you must have a contract with Creditsafe to be able to use the app successfully. In the next step, the URI to the Creditsafe API can be specified. The value shown here should only be changed if this has been explicitly requested by your Creditsafe contact person. Clicking Next takes you to the next step, in which the user authentications for the queries can be stored. The Setup Users Action button is displayed for this purpose, which you can use to store either individual or identical Creditsafe username and Creditsafe password for your users. The next setup step involves mapping the Creditsafe country codes with the country codes from Business Central. Select the Modify Countries action button, and if necessary, allow the app to communicate with the API in a sandbox environment to query the Creditsafe country codes and carry out an automatic mapping. If codes in Creditsafe and the Business Central instance are identical, automatic mapping is performed. In other cases, manual mapping must be carried out here. In the next setup step, settings for querying offline reports or standard settings for the company search can be defined. A precise definition and effect of these fields is described in the online help. The basic settings can generally be retained for an initial test of the app. The subsequent setup step contains setting options for automatic updates of creditworthiness reports and the behavior of the application when name or address details are changed. Here too, the default settings can be retained for this moment. The next setup step contains options for retrieving existing portfolios from Creditsafe. This step is therefore only necessary if you have already worked with Creditsafe and stored portfolios. The portfolios and their possible uses are also described in the online help. There is also a separate video on this. This setup step is therefore skipped here. In principle, the app supports the automated retrieval of credit rating reports via background processing, for example, for a regular update, for example once a year, or based on portfolios. This background processing takes place via so-called task queues, which can be set up and activated in this step. This setup step is therefore not necessary for an initial setup and is therefore not discussed in detail here. The following setup step includes the use of workflows in Business Central to react to change data based on a credit report. For example, the credit limit of a debtor can be set based on the recommended credit limit from the credit rating report, or suppliers and/or customers can be automatically blocked based on the credit rating. Further information and descriptions can also be found in the online help or in a separate video. The last setup step can be used to assign a unique Creditsafe ID to existing contacts from your Business Central system via the company search. This step is helpful for productive initial use, but is understandably not useful based on a standard sandbox environment with fantasy data, and is therefore not considered further here. This was the last step of the setup wizard, and nothing else should stand in the way of using the app. There are also further videos for using the app to search for companies, create business data, and query credit reports. You can find help on use and advanced setup in these videos or our online help following the given link. I hope that I have been able to show you how to install and set up the app and would be delighted if you would also consider the other videos about the app.